Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm
Morning.
going to start out this by first saying that I am actually expecting a worker to be coming by this morning to do some drywall on our house. And if he shows up, it's one of these things where they tell you, they never tell you what time they're coming, where they give you a range of times. They just said in the morning. So hopefully um, we can get through this. If he does come and I cut this short, I will continue on with this video because I am going to be giving an assignment and a demonstration this morning. So I apologize for that. It's like kind of one of those things where, got to have him here today. So anyway, hopefully that won't happen. Just to warn you. Thank you all for coming in. And today, what I want to do is go through a demo in demonstration in Adobe InDesign on creating a logo badge. Now, I've given this assignment to my Art 148 class before. We've done it in class, and but it's a good assignment in teaching a lot of some features of InDesign, and I thought we would kind of get back into the software aspect of this and do some fun stuff. So anyway, before I do that, I want to share my screen here and just pop over to your announcements page. And I said from time to time what I'm going to do is as we create more videos, by the end of this course, there's going to be, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 videos. And if you ever want to go back and check out what the topics are of those videos, you can go to your announcements and then go to Zoom lecture topics. And what I've done is updated the last few lectures that we've had. So the last time I think I left it at lecture 9 where we talked about typography. So lecture 10 was again more typography. And then lecture 11 was the plagiarism thing that we did. Where do good ideas come from? Lecture 12 was eliminating backgrounds in Photoshop. And then lecture 13, our last lecture, was about the review of the license plates. So this will give you kind of a quick reference as to where those videos are when you go. So you don't have to check every page and find out that that's not where you want to be. All right, so I wanted to show you that, and I'm going to just kind of jump right into this demo. And let me just say that badges, logos have always been part of what we do in graphic design. It's not one of those fields where you can make a living doing logos. I mean, some design firms do, but for the most part, a logo comes your way every once in a while. And you'll probably be asked to create a logo sometime in your career. And, we can get into logo design. We can get into, how much design firms charge for that, what's involved in designing a logo, and it's really all over the place. I mean, you can do a logo for 15 bucks, or you can do a logo for free. And then again, you can, design firms have charged millions of dollars, literally millions of dollars for logos. And so I'm not here to talk about kind of the business end or, the importance of logos, or corporate logos versus personal logos. I'm just here to talk about how to create one. And logos traditionally have been the identity of a company, whether it's a large corporation or it's a small entity. A logo should be something that represents your business or you personally. It should be something very personal. It should be something very custom. And it should be something that is the essence of what you are about. And that's a good term, that's a good word, the essence of what your company stands for. I mean, when we meet with clients and we ask, if they ask us to do logos, we ask them in one word or in 2 words, describe your company. And they'll say things like service or quality or something like that. And so we really want to get down to the essence of what a company stands for. And so anyway, after that, then we get into developing ideas and brainstorming and so forth. But I'm here to just kind of walk you through the mechanics of a very popular type of logo. I don't know if you would even call it a logo. It's really called a badge. And I want to go to, we just did this restaurant thing with COVID, and you picked a restaurant and so forth. And a lot of those restaurants had logos. Today in design, in graphic design, we're seeing a lot of these things. And I'm going to just jump right to this Google page, which I already queued up. And we're seeing a lot of these type of graphics, and we call them badges. And there's a lot of, they all kind of look the same. It's this, 2000, millennial look, simplified, very minimalistic look. I walk around Victoria Gardens all the time, and there's just dozens and dozens of these type of, marks that are coming out. It's simple, it's to the point. It's not terribly creative though, because they all look the same. I mean, no matter where you go, I click on another one and, there it is. And a lot of these are actually templates that have been designed by designers where, if you start a business, choose a template. And instead of restaurant, here's your name, the name of your place or cafe or whatever. So I'm not a big fan of templates, but I do understand that today, a lot of things want to look simple, want to be done quickly, inexpensively. And a lot of times you might be asked to do one of these things, or maybe do several of these in one day. You got to knock them out and whip them out and, get them done fast. So I'm not saying the days of spending weeks and months on developing a logo, a corporate logo, are gone, but we should be able to to put something like this together quickly, where the client maybe is not looking for anything terribly creative, but just something that they can get up and get started with. So these are badges, and badges have kind of a characteristic. And they still follow the characteristics of logos. Logos usually are in confined shapes, whether they're squares or circles or triangles or hexagons or whatever. Logos are, I'll pull this one up, okay? When you do a logo that's wide and horizontal or very vertical, what happens is that this mark becomes difficult to put on very narrow things, like if you have a cup or a glass, if this is the logo, that logo is going to wrap around the glass and it's going to disappear. And, otherwise, if you wanted to see it, it's going to be so small. So usually logos are within circular shapes or triangles. That way you can get them up big in most applications, whether it's on a shirt, on a ball cap, Imagine having a long vertical logo and trying to put it on a ball cap, right? It's going to be very small. So that's kind of the strategy. And these badges usually follow that. They follow these kind of, circular, hexagonal, shapes. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build this in InDesign. Now, what I do as a demo is by no means the limitations of what you can do. You can do anything in InDesign, but we're going to put something like this together. So I'm going to jump over to InDesign and show you what we're going to do. We're going to do this little badge here. And we're going to assume this is obviously a fictitious place. The Huskie House, a local bar and grill, okay, established recently. Yeah, like today. It involves a graphic of a supposedly supposed to be a husky, but it looks more like a wolf. Actually, it is a wolf. But nonetheless, we're going to use this graphic and we're going to create this exact same thing in InDesign. Now, once we do that, you're going to be able to do anything of your choosing like this, and you'll know how to do it. So this is going to really walk you through a lot of the functions of InDesign. One of the things that you're going to learn in this is, and I'm going to post this assignment here, and one of the things is you're going to learn how to do shapes and fills and stroke options, setting text around a path, which is basically around the circle, type tracking features, the feature called a baseline shift, which we'll talk about in the demo, and a bunch of other things as we go through this. So this is going to be the assignment. I'm going to write this up. I haven't finished writing this up entirely, but you'll see it. I'll post it, and you'll just create this in InDesign. So we'll go back to InDesign, and I'm going to start this from scratch so we can walk through every single step here. But this is the finished logo or badge. And if we look, I'm going to pull this over here and kind of minimize this for a sec. I don't think you see this, but this gets in my screen, in the way of my screen. Okay, so this is InDesign, and you can see that the page size is 8.5 square. We have this image sitting inside of it. If I go to my pages palette, I actually have 2 pages here, but this is all we have to talk about. If we go to layers, you're going to see that I created a number of layers here for this project here. And I like doing layers because it allows me to isolate certain things, to lock layers so that I don't accidentally move them. If everything is on one layer, then it gets kind of confusing. Sometimes I'll reach to move a circle and I end up moving the background. So this way I can lock the background, and if I kind of click on the background and try and move it intentionally, it doesn't even move. So that's nice. And then I can turn off the visibility of certain things in this. As I click the visibility icons, I can kind of see, and if I need to just work on a certain area, I can turn off the visibility of other areas, and it doesn't get in the way. So you don't necessarily have to use layers for everything, but it's kind of nice. In Photoshop, you definitely have to use layers. Okay, so I have 5 layers here. One's called established, outer circle, inner circle, dog graphic, and background. And you can see as I click these off, establish is just this word. Outer circle is the dots. And notice when I click off outer circle how this text goes away too. So that tells us something. That tells us that the text is attached to this outer circle. When I click off inner circle, the inner circle goes away, and also the text goes away. So the text here is attached to the inner circle. And then the dog graphic is just that alone. Okay, so that constitutes all the layers, and that's how we're going to build this. So let's get right to it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up or create a new document. So I'll go to New Document, and I'll create a 8.5 by 8.5 document. So that's not already a choice here. What's nice is that you can create documents at certain sizes. Let's say you're always using an 8.5 square document for a client or something. You can create that and then save it as a preset. So all you have to do is just click there. But I don't have one, so I'm going to go 8.5 here. By 8.5, and it doesn't matter, it's square, so it doesn't matter whether it's horizontal or vertical. 1 page, and leave everything at the default margins, 0.5, etc. And then I'm going to click off facing pages because this is not a booklet, so we don't have to deal with facing pages. And then I'm going to click create. Okay, so this is what you should get. Now the first thing that we're going to do is let's create all of our layers. Okay, and I'll just pop over here to make sure that we create these layers. The way you create a layer is you're given one layer to start with, and then you can create additional layers by going down here and creating a new layer. Hit the Create New Layer icon. So if I do this and I just go, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay, I've created all my layers here. And I'll just start naming them. Okay, so the first layer I think was, now don't worry that the colors are different here, doesn't matter. Established, outer circle, inner circle, dog graphic, and background. So I'll click here and the way you do this is you click on it and then click again slowly, and then that will highlight that. So I'll just say established, outer circle, oops, inner circle. Yeah, you have to do this kind of one at a time. At first, dog, graphic, and background. Okay, so I have my 5 layers here. Okay. So if we jump over here, we can see that each of these elements exist on certain layers. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to create the color that we're going to use for this burgundy color here. And the burgundy color is actually a mix of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, CMYK. And that mix is 41, 82, 80, and 62. Okay, just if you want to, I mean, you can create whatever color you want, but I'm gonna create this color. So I'm over here in my document, and the first thing I'm going to do is go over here to my swatch in my toolbar here, double click that, and I'm going to plug in these values here. I'll double click in cyan, and that was, looking at my notes here, 41. I'll hit my tab key, and that goes directly to magenta, so I don't have to keep using the mouse. 82, tab 80, tab 62. Okay. And when I do that, it should give me this burgundy color right here. And I'm going to add my CMYK swatch to my swatches palette. I have my swatches out here. Okay, and when I do add to CMYK swatch, you'll see it come down here. Okay, so I've added this color. And that's how you add all colors to your swatches palette. You'll want to add colors to your swatches palette whenever, because you're using them all the time. So you don't want to have to keep mixing them in here. That's crazy. And if you want to name these colors something that you can remember, you can again, I'll click OK. You can again click once and click again, and I might call this, background color. Okay, there is my, sorry about that. The guy is here. So I'm going to pause this. You guys can go ahead and sign off, okay, because that's it for today. And I'll finish doing this in the video, okay? Sorry about that, guys, but I'm going to have to end this, okay? And look for the video, and I'll finish this demo. Okay, thanks.